All right, Gen X, here we go. It is show time. It's official. So, we've been talking a lot about sales funnels and how to make them work, especially taking your gifts, talents, experience, and expertise, turning them into something amazing in terms of a digital product that you could use to power your passive income empire. That's what we're talking about today. So, I need you to do me a huge, huge, huge favor. If you're serious about this, I want you to put in the comments one thing that you are extremely good at, brings value to the marketplace. You know that if you package it and present it to the marketplace, you could sell it. I want to hear from you in the comments. Give me one of those things. And also, while you're doing that, comment in the chat the name of your business and or your brand. Smash that subscribe button. And let's kick it this morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Over the Shoulder with Cortez Hustle, the only show designed to help you take your gift, talents, experience, expertise, marry them with AI-powered software, digital products, so you can build a passive income empire for you and your family. Today, we're continuing our conversation around the power of sales funnels. What's up, Wendy? Um, this is a game changer for anyone who is trying to figure out how to build a business based on your skill set, your gifts, your talents, your intellectual capital, your IP, if I will. And you want to package and present those to the marketplace in a way that doesn't interfere with your full time job, or just in a way that adds some automation, adds some systems, adds some 24-hour type of access to what it is that you have to offer. A sales funnel is by far the best way to do that. You can learn more about the system that I use over at secretaitoolkit.com. Again, at secretaitoolkit.com. It is an all-in-one sales and marketing software solution that allows you to build your sales funnel, but also manages everything else from the delivery to your CRM and all of those good things. So let me know in the comments, what is it that you do that you know if you had to package it and present it to the marketplace, you can solve a problem for someone. And that problem is so big and so nagging that they would actually pay for the information that you have stored up here, something that you're extremely passionate about, or an experience that you've already overcome for yourself that you know tons and tons and tons of other people are struggling with. I want you to put that in a comment for me because believe it or not, those things that you have overcome for yourself, the problems that you have solved for yourself, if there are lots of other people with that very same problem, then you can package and present your intellectual capital, your gifts, your talents, your experience, your expertise into a digitized version and load it into a sales funnel and ultimately have a 24-hour sales machine working for you. Now, I know this is a gross oversimplification, right? But I just want you to get the gist and the understanding of how sales funnels work. And we're going to talk about two types of sales funnel. And I'm even going to show you some examples of these two types of sales funnels if you stick around to the end. So let's jump into what these sales funnels represent. So let me find my show notes. As you guys can probably tell, I'm in a different setup this morning than normal. So bear with me as I figure out how to navigate with just the one screen when I'm used to having at least two. All right. So the two types of sales funnels that we're going to talk about today. Number one is the lead gen sales funnel. This is a sales funnel that is strictly designed to generate leads for your business. It's typically one where you're giving away something for free in exchange for a name and an email address so that you can warm that person up, build a relationship with them over time. So the goal is to get email addresses plus permission to follow up with them. And for those of you who are doing this or plan to do this at a high level, that getting permission part is by law, right? You just can't have someone's email address and then start spamming them and send them a bunch of junk that they did not ask for. But if you give them something for free, then that's going to allow that's going to allow them to give you permission to follow up with them, because in a lot of cases, the very next step to getting something for free is actually receiving that via email. The audience type is good for cold to warm audiences coming from content or referrals. So as you guys know that I do a lot of content and I'm sending you to secretaitoolkit.com. Why? Because there's a free course, there's free access to this software for at least the first 14 days. And it's going to allow you, it's going to require that you put in your name and email address to get access to it, right? And when you do that, there's a little checkbox that says check here, and that you agree to our terms and conditions, and that we will market to you and standard data rates may apply, and all those things that you have to have when it in terms of compliance, right? So the core conversion strategy is to first build trust, provide value on the front end, build that relationship over time, and then make them an offer that they cannot refuse. So what are some of the core elements of a good lead generation funnel? Number one, clear headline that speaks to a specific pain point. If you're not speaking to a specific pain, you're not going to build a connection. In fact, when I teach content to our students, I talk a lot about captivating to capture. What's the first thing you got to capture if you're going to build a relationship with someone? Well, the first thing you got to capture is their attention. Now, you can capture that attention in a lot of different ways, right? If I think about men or women trying to capture the attention of a man, in most cases, she just has to exist, right? Fellas are not that difficult to get our attention, right? But you can capture their attention with a good hook. You can capture that attention with a good image. You can capture that attention with a good headline. But once you have that attention, in order to convert that person into giving you their name and email address, you have to connect with them. And how do you connect with someone in a meaningful way is you convey that you know their problem, you know the pain that it is causing them, you know the payout that they are seeking when they solve this problem, and you also know present frustrations that they're dealing with as they try to solve this problem on their own and failed. When you can convey one of those four things, if you convey all four of those things, you will definitely build a deeper connection with the people, and they will more likely at least want to continue the conversation. Another element would be bullets or checklists showing that what they'll learn or what they'll get from the actual putting in their name and email address, right? If you're just tuning in, we're talking about a lead generation funnel as a first type of funnel that I'm going to show you an example of today. And then we got another type that I'm going to show you as well. Visual cue of the freebie. So in my case, if I'm giving away an ebook, I want to actually have a picture of the ebook on the landing page, whether that's the cover, an image of a PDF checklist, whatever you're giving away, give them a visual cue of that so that they know that they're in the right place and they're getting the right thing. Another good element of a good lead magnet funnel is zero distractions, right? You got two options when you land on my lead magnet funnel. You either give me your name and email address or you go away. Those are the only two options, right? That's incredibly important when you're building out a funnel of any kind. And that's one of the main differences between a funnel and a website. A website is giving you all the options. You can find all the history about the business and all that kind of stuff. Not a sales funnel. A sales funnel is a guided customer journey with specific elements that create a psychological effect to move this person from cold stranger who doesn't know you, warm them up into a person that will ultimately give you their name and email address. So no distractions. And then short opt-in form. Typically, you're asking for a name and email address only. If you're a little bit bolder and want a little bit more of a cleaner list, I'm asking for name, phone number, and email address, right? Why? Because people have dummy email addresses that they'll put in, but they don't necessarily want to hear from you. They just want your free thing, right? And that's cool to some extent. But when I want a good, clean email list, I'm asking for the name, I'm asking for the email, and I'm asking for the phone number. Why? Because people don't have dummy phone numbers, right? And they're a little bit more serious when they know they have to enter something as personal and as private as their phone number to get access to whatever it is that I'm sharing. Plus, they also know that I can call them. So if they don't want me to call them, then chances are that's going to scare away the wrong people. But those who are serious, they're going to go ahead and comply, put in their name, phone number, and email address and get what it is that I'm offering. But I will say this, the more things you ask for on your opt-in form, the lower your conversion rate will be. So if I just ask for email only, I'll get a lot more opt-ins, but I'll probably get a list that I'm not proud of, right? If I ask for name and email address, that conversion rate is going to dip a little bit more. If I ask for name, email address, and phone number, it's going to dip even further, but that tends to be the best list. Same way with a double opt-in, or where you have to confirm that you want to receive the information before it is actually sent to you. What are some of the psychological tips when you're dealing with just a lead magnet funnel? Number one, the power of reciprocity is real, y'all. People feel compelled to return the favor when you give them something of value for free. That's why we do it, right? Literally, people feel compelled. Also, clarity equals conversion. Be ultra clear on what they're getting and how it helps them. And again, I'm going to show you an example of this in a minute. So, but before we get there, let me talk to you about the second type of funnel that we use to generate leads. But these leads are a little bit different because this particular landing page is called a Tripwire landing page, where it offers something at a very low ticket price, right? What is the goal? The goal is to convert visitors into buyers immediately. See, there's a different mindset and mentality of a person who is coming to get something for free, or a person who knows when they're going to this particular page, they're going to have to pull out their credit card and buy, right? Different mentality. So it's a slightly different strategy. Even though when you're giving something away for free, you still have to sell free. But primarily, when I'm giving away something free, I'm selling the free on the content that I'm creating. So if I'm producing a video, a short, a reel, a post, I'm selling the free. So when they go there, they're just going to opt in because they already know what they want it. On the other hand, when you are using a Tripwire funnel, even though you may only have something for sale for $7, you still have to sell that, right? So I'm going to talk about some of those components. So what is the audience type for a Tripwire type funnel? Cold traffic from paid ads or warm traffic from your leads list, right? And what is the core conversion strategy? It is the perceived value is greater than the actual price, usually by 10x, right? So if I want to sell you something as a Tripwire for $7, I want to make sure that the perceived value is at least $70, right? That's just how it works, especially in the online world. So what are some of the key elements of a strong, solid Tripwire funnel? Number one, strong problem-focused headline. You are really trying to solve someone's problem, even if you're only charging them $7, $17, $27. You have to be problem-solving oriented. Number two, quick story or hook that highlights the pain plus the solution. I have always been fond of Russell Brunson's hook story offer style of creating headlines. I think that it's probably one of the most successful frameworks in terms of sales funnels that exist. So you'll notice on the funnel that I'm going to show you, I kind of leverage that way in my lead gen funnel, but you'll also see it in a Tripwire funnel that I'm going to show you from one of my favorite virtual mentors, Dr. Myron Golden, right? Social proof, testimonials, or credibility and logos if available. The more social proof you have, the easier it is for the sale to happen, right? People want to know that what I'm about to buy is already worked for other people. That is critically important. So if you have your own testimonials, you definitely want to put them in there. If you don't have testimonials, there is social proof, but then there is system proof. So in the case like mine, where I'm selling software, If I've never sold it to anyone, and or if I've sold it to a bunch of people and I couldn't get them to give me a video testimonial, I couldn't get them to leave me a review on Google or something like that, I can use what's called system proof. I can actually demonstrate how the system works, and it becomes a form of proof that people will accept as well. Irresistible bonus stack, right? What is it that people are going to get along with this $7, $17 offer that's going to make it an irresistible offer, right? Countdown timers and or urgency is something else that is huge. And there's a lot of ways that you can do your urgency. You can make the offer itself scarce with a limited number of products or supply. You can make the bonuses scarce. Hey, the first 10 people who get this small price product will receive XYZ. And you can do other combinations of scarcity as well. A good Tripwire funnel also has an order bump, right? Because remember, one of the benefits of using a Tripwire funnel is to offset your advertising costs. So if I spent $100 on ads to get people to this Tripwire funnel, then I want to maximize the average cart value. And yes, I'm going to make sure the perceived value is 10x what I'm charging for the product. But I also want to add an order bump, another related thing. Same thing as your local grocery store, got candy bars right there as you're checking out. Why? Because they're trying to increase the average cart value. Maybe you want to pick up a magazine or the Inquirer, or maybe you want to grab a drink on your way out the door. That's called an order bump. And you can do that very same thing inside of a sales funnel as well. So there's some psychological triggers that you also want to be aware of when you're using a Tripwire funnel, slightly different than the psychological triggers in a lead gen funnel, but commitment and consistency. If someone pulls out their wallet once, they're likely to pull it out and do it again, right? Price anchoring. Show original value and discounted price on the same page. So when I say perceived value at $70, you want to show that on the actual page. And then you have the actual price of what you're selling, so they can see clearly that there's a higher perceived value than the actual price that you are charging. And then urgency, limited time pricing makes people act fast, right? So an example, only $9. The Gen X Escape Plan Toolkit, normally $49. Get it now for the next 20 people who receive this exclusive bonus, right? Scarcity and urgency moves people. So when you have the ability to deploy it, which you all do, you want to do that regularly. Do me a favor, tap that screen on TikTok if you guys are getting any value out of this so far. TikTok is always saying, I never encourage people to engage, so they're not going to show my stuff to nobody unless I start telling you how to do that. All right. So now let's talk a little bit about, let me show you guys some examples of a Tripwire funnel. And really, this is not necessarily a Tripwire funnel as much as it is a lead gen funnel. It just has a price attached to it. And I like this guy's work. Some of you guys have seen me share his stuff before, and that is Dr. Myron Golden. So let's take a look at his funnel for one of his books, right? Let me see, how can I manipulate the screen at the same time? I'm so unfamiliar with sharing my screen on a single screen, but I think I got it for y'all. All right, so stop making this business optimization mistakes that are keeping you from and your business from exponential growth. He has a video right here branded in his colors, and then get your copy today. Get it now while it is still available at this price. So there's your scarcity and your urgency. Boss Moves is only available here. You can only get it on this site. So you can't get it from Amazon or anywhere else like this. But I want you to see something when it comes to positioning, right? Notice He's selling a paperback book for $29 plus $10 shipping and handling. Wait, what? Yes. Why? Because he's positioned himself as the go-to authority when it comes to optimizing businesses and brands. Yes, one of my favorite all-time online coaches and mentors. So let's continue to look down at this page, right? He breaks down wealth has a need for speed, but you've got to slow down to speed up. So he breaks down some of the secrets that you're going to find in this book, right? Tells you this book will help you create mastery as you do what? As you discover your greatest superpower, eliminate guesswork, solve big problems for people who are both willing and able to pay, elevate your status, develop the one skill you need to scale fast. And it just kind of really sells you on you need to get this book for $29, right? What are people saying? Here is his social proof. He's got all of this $300,000 event based on what he learned from this book, right? 5+ million in sales at a 3-day event based on what he learned from this book. There's your social proof. Incredibly powerful stuff. And then one more final act, and he does his he gives you his authority, right? He says, for the first time ever, learn the highly guarded secrets of success previously only taught to Myron to his high ticket mastermind and private coaching clients. This book is the exact information I would share with you if you bought 2 hours of coaching from me. The only difference is 2 hours of coaching from me is $80,000. This book is just $29. So what did we learn when we looked at one of the core elements of a good tripwire funnel, right? It says price anchoring, showing original value versus the discounted price. See how he price anchored this book versus his coaching, and he does charge $40,000 an hour for coaching, right? So he price anchored the book at $29, which is a lot higher than a typical book. But when you price anchor it to $80,000 worth of coaching, now that $29 looks incredibly minute, right? So I always, when I'm building funnels for myself or my clients, I always find someone in the space who's doing it well. And I do my best to model what I know is already working. Now, let's take a look at a lead gen funnel where you're giving away something for free. And this is one of my own personal funnels, but you'll see, let me see if I can get to it. All right, there we go. So I'm going to share this tab with y'all. All right, so now when you look at this funnel, right, it is simply get instant access to PLR Profit for Men. Enter your details below. It's a lead magnet funnel, and I'm giving something away for free. Not a lot of bells and whistles to this because I use the actual book, the No BS Guide to Turning Digital Content into a high value income stream, right? Because what I typically do is I do the majority of my selling in my content, right? So when I send you to get this lead magnet, you already know you want it because of the content. Now, it'd be a lot different if I was sending paid traffic to this lead magnet funnel, which typically I do not recommend that you do because you're spending money to give away something for free, and you have to put a lot more energy and effort into this page to optimize it, to get it to convert. And then you'd have to make sure that you either have some self-liquidating offer on the backside, some order bumps or something to make it all worth it. But for me to send you from my social media account, my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, Instagram, and I'm telling you in the post that, hey, I've got a strategy, a system that you can get access to for free if you just click the link in the bio or you go to this website, right? That's the main difference between the lead magnet funnel, where I'm giving something of value for free and I'm driving traffic from my content where people are already getting to know, like, and trust me from the content. Once they opt in to get that, then you'll notice that they then go to the congratulations for taking action page. Your free guide is on the way, or they can click here to download it. But then it also tells them what to do next, right? Here's what to do next. Step one, check your email, including spam, as we just sent you your access to the guide, right? Step two, click the button below for a free brainstorming session, right? And step three, if you haven't already done so, join our PLR Profit Society community, and then get 12 free credits when you 12 free PLR credits as well. So what am I doing on my offer page? I'm continuing to stack the value on that page, y'all. And I'm offering some more free stuff. Why would I offer a free brainstorming session? Because I get to now get on the phone with you, and that builds that know, like, and trust factor. I also get to make some assessments about what it is you're trying to do, how you're trying to do it, and whether or not I can help. So that free brainstorming session becomes a sales call, right? I'm gonna give you a tremendous amount of value for free, but if I see that you're trying to do something that I've already done for myself and others, and I know I can help you with it, then I'll make you an offer right there on the free brainstorming session, right? What about me giving them access to my PLR Profit Society private community? It does the same thing. There are a lot of other entrepreneurs in there along the same mindset as them, so they're going to be part of a community. There's a lot of free resources in there, but you know what else is in there? Some affiliate products. You know what else is in there? A link to join the actual PLR Profit Society mentorship program. You know what else is in there? Access to our digital empire system, which is our white label version of Go HighLevel. They might need a system to build their business on. So even when I'm giving away something for free, there's opportunities for me to monetize all in and throughout that whole process. So a lead magnet funnel is incredibly powerful when you actually know how to use it and you optimize it for not just conversion to get the name and the email address. Yes, I want to make sure I capture the name and email address. Yes, there's a 5-part email sequence already set up to go out to them over the next 5 days. Yes, on day number 6, it's going to then move them into our long-term nurture campaign sequence. Yes, I'm going to tag them so that I know what they were interested in when they first entered my ecosystem. But also, yes, I want to give them some opportunities to invest with me at the same time, even though I'm giving them something for free. Inside the actual guide, when they download it, there's a resource page inside the guide where I list some of my top resources, some of which are affiliate accounts to products and services that I use to grow and expand my business. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully, and I'm just hoping that y'all can hear me okay. I'm just hoping that the stream wasn't too choppy for you, because I'm in a new setup, right? I have to take care of some business and our co-working space. So I figured I would come early and get the show done. So if you guys got questions and you want to join me for open office hours, CortezHustle.com/open office hours is where you can go. You'll get the Zoom link. I'm about to open a Zoom room now. We'll be live in the Zoom room for roughly 25 to 30 minutes. Just another way for you to connect with me. But as you can see, I practice what I preach. When you go there, what are you going to have to do to get the Zoom link? You're going to have to opt in with your name and email address, right? It only makes sense for you to operate in this way with everything that you do. And I'm hoping that you are learning that from me as you guys continue to plug into these trainings. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to go and get Myron's Boss Moves book so that you guys can see what the other side of his actual sales funnel looks like. So I'm going to get it. I'm going to bookmark the pages, and we're going to go through each page of his upsell and his downsell cycle so you can see what that looks like from a real pro. He does 10 figures easy in his business on the Inc. 500, Inc. 5000 fastest growing companies in America. So who better to learn from? So CortezHustle.com/open office hours if you want to join me in the Zoom room. That's happening in the next few minutes. So as always, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Until next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.
Yo, real quick, if you're catching this live, then you can hustle on over to CortezHustle.com/open office hours to join us in a private Zoom room to get your questions answered. If you're watching this on the replay, then YouTube thinks you should watch this video next. And don't forget to hit the smiley face to subscribe to the channel, and check out CortezHustle.com if you want to join our free community.